Here's what's making news at midday. A special session on gun control at the state capitol is expected to go nowhere. At least 5 witnesses have testified there was a quid pro quo between the U.S. and Ukraine. We'll have an update from Capitol Hill ahead of next week's public hearings.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at noon.
Hello, everyone. Good to have you with us on this Thursday. Mark is feeling a little under the weather this afternoon, so he has the day off. But a little later this half hour, Marissa DeGroot will be here from the Dane County Humane Society with our Pet of the Week. First, let's head over to the Weather Center where it is unseasonably cold. Dave, thank goodness for the sunshine.
Yeah, those temperatures would be even lower if we didn't have that sunshine right now, Susan. But it looks deceptive outside. Doesn't look that bad when we're looking on the WISC-TV Skycam, but let me put up current conditions. We're 23 right now with a wind chill of 12. It is November 7th. It is Madison, Wisconsin. Just getting the facts out of the way for you. This is definitely not even close to where we should be for this time of year. Some other temperatures, 21 in the Dells, 22 in Juneau, and 27 in Janesville. You factor in that wind out of the north, it feels like 11 in the Dells and Lone Rock, 12 in Madison, and 15 right now in Janesville. Your day planner, temperatures only squeaking out a few more degrees by later this afternoon with clear skies. We'll have clear skies tonight. That allows those temperatures to dip into the single digits, one of the earliest bouts of single-digit temperatures that we've ever had in Madison. And coming up in just a few minutes, I'll let you know about another shot of cold air on the way for next week, but also possibly some slightly milder temperatures on the way for this weekend in your first alert forecast.
All right, we'll check back in a little while. Thank you, Dave. Right now at noon, the Greene County Sheriff's Office is urging people to drive very carefully on icy roads. As Dave just mentioned, temperatures are below freezing. Highway crews are out salting, but the temperatures are making their job very difficult. You're asked to slow down and plan extra time to get to your destination. Today at the state capitol, Republicans plan to refuse to take action on gun control. Last month, Governor Tony Evers ordered a special session to take up bills mandating universal background checks and allowing judges to temporarily seize guns from people who pose a threat. Republicans plan to gavel in and immediately gavel out, ending the special session as soon as it begins. Also today at the Capitol, the Republican-controlled Assembly is expected to pass a bill to broaden birth control access. The bill would allow pharmacists to prescribe patches and pills to anyone 18 years old and up. Under current law, only doctors can prescribe them. Anti-abortion groups oppose the measure, arguing that increasing birth control access encourages premarital sex and unintended pregnancies. Developing this noon, Mexican authorities say they know how 9 members of an American family were murdered, but they still are trying to figure out why. Mexican government officials now believe the killers belong to La Niña, part of the Juarez drug cartel. They say the attackers entered the territory of the rival Sinaloa cartel on Sunday, where the extended LeBaron family lived. Family members say the group was targeted.
The question is then, why target this family?
These organizations usually, there's no reason, there's no logical reason behind it other than the fact that they're just terrorist organizations.
They point out that children traveling with 29-year-old Christina Langford Johnson say she raised her arms to show the attackers she was not a threat. Christina Langford Johnson's baby, 7-month-old Faith, was found alive in the bullet-riddled SUV 11 hours after the shooting. In total, 8 children were rescued. 3 are still recovering at an Arizona hospital. We are 6 days away from the beginning of public hearings as part of the Democrat-led impeachment inquiry, but the behind-the-scenes investigative work continues. Nicole Killian is on Capitol Hill with who is testifying today and how the White House is responding to the impeachment inquiry.
Vice Presidential aide Jennifer Williams, who listened to the president's call with Ukraine, arrived on Capitol Hill to testify behind closed doors. But former National Security Advisor John Bolton was a no-show. Other witnesses have testified that Bolton was so concerned by the efforts to press Ukraine to investigate the president's political rivals that he called it a drug deal.
The president enlisted whole departments of government in the illicit aim of trying to get Ukraine to dig up dirt on a political opponent.
At least 5 witnesses have said they believe there was a quid pro quo connecting military aid to Ukraine with an investigation of the energy company where the son of former Vice President Joe Biden served on the board. A transcript released Wednesday reveals acting U.S. Ambassador to Ukraine Bill Taylor testified that his clear understanding was that the security assistance money would not come until the president of Ukraine committed to pursue the investigation. Ambassador Bill Taylor and State Department employee George Kent will be the first 2 witnesses when the House convenes public impeachment hearings next week. CBS News has confirmed a Washington Post report that the president pushed for Attorney General William Barr to hold a press conference declaring that he broke no laws. But President Trump denied it on Twitter, saying the Post made up the story, and he bashed the media during a rally in Louisiana last night.
It's all a hoax. It's a scam. And you know who helps them? These people right back here, the media.
CBS News has learned the White House is adding former Treasury spokesman Tony Sayegh and former Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi to help fight the PR battle.
CBS News has also learned White House lawyers will handle the president's legal defense during the impeachment hearings. New at noon, 2 former Twitter employees are being accused of spying on users on behalf of Saudi Arabia. That's according to the Justice Department. They used their access to target known critics of the Saudi royal family. Federal prosecutors say a 3rd person was arrested for allegedly giving the men hundreds of thousands of dollars for helping with the operation. All 3 men are charged with acting as illegal agents of a foreign government. Looking ahead to this weekend, the Madison Marathon is this Sunday. It starts at 7 a.m. at the Capitol. Runners will go through the UW campus, the Arboretum, Warner Park, and then back to the Capitol. Drivers are asked to plan ahead for traffic delays along the route. There's more to come today on News 3 Now at noon. When we come back, we'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Who needs to buy those fancy and costly meal kits when you can whip up an easy and flavorful dinner in no time? That's budget-friendly, too. As you know, we love chatting with you on Facebook and reading your comments on our website. So when we noticed that several of you have asked us to make more skillet main dish dinners, we got right on it. Today, I'm introducing you to our newest skillet dinner with a southwestern flair. And it comes together in no time. We start by pounding a few boneless pork chops between some plastic wrap until they're thin. Now, we season them with salt and pepper and dip them in some milk and then into some seasoned breadcrumbs. Just make sure you pat the breading on really well so it sticks while it cooks. Then we cook these in batches in some vegetable oil. Once they're all cooked, in the same skillet, we saute some garlic and onion until they're tender. To that, we add some corn, accented with some red pepper, and a bit of cilantro, if you'd like. Once this is hot, we place the cutlets back in the skillet and top the whole thing with a Mexican cheese blend before finishing it off with a squeeze of lime. Talk about flavorful. And since we cook the whole thing in one skillet, cleanup is a breeze. To get the recipe for what we call our Southwestern pork chops, all you have to do is visit our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen with Kelly, where today we found an easy skillet way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Thank you, Howard. Next at noon, very cold temperatures today and tomorrow, and even worse for the start of next week. Boy, we're full of good news, Dave, aren't we? Dave has the forecast, including possible record-breaking cold. News 3 now at noon. We'll be right back as we take a look at the Merrimack Ferry. The U.S. and China are on their way to a partial agreement on trade and a new survey on the pressure to overspend on holiday gifts. Diane King Hall has the Money Watch report.
The U.S. and China have agreed to cancel some existing tariffs on each other's goods with a caveat. That's according to a spokesperson for China's Commerce Ministry, who says The condition is that the U.S. and China must remove the same amount of duties at the same time. China says that both sides are closer to finalizing phase 1 of their trade agreement. Stocks rallied in early trade on news of progress between the U.S. and China. The gains were enough for fresh records on Wall Street. Be careful trying to keep up with the Joneses this holiday season. According to a new survey by SunTrust, more than half of Americans feel pressure to overspend during the holidays. Gifts are the biggest source of pressure, followed by food and drinks and travel. This year, Americans plan to spend a median of $400 on items ranging from presents to wrapping paper. And 'tis the season. A major airline is offering priority boarding for Starbucks lovers. Alaska Airlines will allow passengers holding the holiday-themed cups access to a so-called espresso lane. Some passengers will also find Starbucks treats on their seats. Holiday cup holders won't be first in line, though. That's still reserved for first-class passengers and elite members of its frequent flyer program. The promotion begins today and ends Sunday. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Diane King Hall.
Let's check stocks at midday, and it's good news across the board. The Dow is up 240 points, the Nasdaq is up 56, and the S&P 500 is up 15. Let's check in now with Q106 Farm Director Pam Jahnke. Hi, Pam. You staying warm over there?
Yeah, today for a change, but it's gonna get nastier, I think. So we'll let Dave carry that load. We're still following up on some of the news from earlier this week, Suze, and that is what's going on at the Wisconsin Department of Ag, Trade, and Consumer Protection. Today they had a regular board meeting where they did announce the 2019 Aldo Leopold Conservation Award. That goes to Jeff and Kelly Lake Family Farms up in Boyceville, Wisconsin, way up in northwest Wisconsin. They received for their conservation efforts and community mindedness $10,000 cash and a beautiful crystal award that was presented. The governor was also at the Department of Ag, Trade, and Consumer Protection Board, kind of gave an encouraging speech to the staff members that are at DATCAP, telling them how important their work is and to stick with it. He also announced formally that Randy Romanski, who has been Deputy Secretary at the department, will step in as interim secretary. When asked if Brad Paff, who earlier this week was voted out basically as Ag Secretary, if Brad Paff would hold any position within the department, he said no. He has not considered an alternative to the Deputy Secretary's position. He said he just hasn't had that much time to react since the Senate vote that was held earlier this week. So that's kind of the update on what's going on at DATCAP. As far as dairy is concerned, today in Chicago, boy, we're getting kicked pretty hard. I want to point out the fluid milk contracts are now down 70 cents for the December fluid milk contracts. Actually, all of our milk contracts taken a pounding. Not exactly sure why. They've come down hard over the past hour. Barrel cheese in Chicago dropped 6 today to $2.33. 40-pound block cheese dropped 7 3/4 cents to $2.07. Double A butter down a penny and 3/4, $2.03 3/4 per pound. I'm guessing by this sudden downturn, at least on our product prices, Suze, it's a signal that all of our retailers have found the supplies they need for all the cheese holiday gift giving and entertaining that we've got going on. But I hope we get back to rebounding in a little bit of flatline. I could only hope for a rebound in that forecast that Mr. New York's probably going to whip on us here.
Yes, nice. I hope so. All right, thank you, Pam. Have a good day. Yep. Thanksgiving is 3 weeks from today, right, Dave? And it feels like January out there.
Yeah, it's pretty bad when we're going to be giving thanks for a warm up into the 30s and possibly the 40s this weekend at the beginning of November. A flurry of alert days in the forecast today and tomorrow for those unseasonably cold temperatures will be near record lows at night. And then the second shot could be a little bit more severe of Arctic air on the way for the beginning of next week. Temperatures 25 degrees below where they should be for this time of year, and more record lows could fall as we get into the beginning of next week. Doppler track is showing pretty quiet conditions across much of the upper Midwest. We are under the control of a very strong high pressure system. It's centered just to the west of us. And why does that matter? Well, we're on the front side of that high, and that means we get the northerly flow that helps bring in some even colder air to go along with the subsidence with the high pressure system. That's sinking air that cools as it sinks. So everything coming together to create a very cold albeit sunny day across Madison and southern Wisconsin on the Edgewater Skycam. The almanac for today, so forecast high of 26 degrees, 20 to 25 degrees below normal for this time of year. And I think we could be in store, at least in some spots, for the earliest bout of single-digit temperatures that we've ever seen in November. So here are the three things to know. Unseasonably cold today and Friday. A brief warm-up, though, comes this weekend. It will be breezy. Warm-up, by the way, meaning temperatures in the 30s, and then more near-record cold on the way for next week. So today's low high, we probably won't reach that because we'll be in the mid-20s instead of the low 20s. But tonight and tomorrow morning, we'll be very, very close to that record low of 7 degrees set back in 1991. Right now, already at 23 in Madison, 27 in Janesville, and 25 in Monroe, but it feels like those low teens across southern Wisconsin, not anywhere close to normal. And we'll continue to deal with that cold for the rest of today with clear skies, allowing those temperatures to dip once again into the single digits for many of us as we start off our Friday. Bundle up. You will definitely be impacted by that cold tomorrow morning, maybe a few degrees warmer by the afternoon as we get that southerly wind to help us out just a bit, with highs right around 30 tomorrow. And Saturday, we're in the mid to upper 30s. We can thank a warm front that will come through to help get those temperatures back up closer to 40 for highs. But then, look at that, folks. That cold weather settles right back in Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. More record lows possible, especially during the nighttime hours of Monday and Tuesday.
Wow, this quarter kind of crushes your spirit a little bit.
It does, yeah. Hopefully Thanksgiving we'll all be baking like the turkeys.
Yes, it's good cooking weather.
Yes.
That's true. All right, thank you, Dave. When we come back, Marissa DeGroot from the Dane County Humane Society will introduce us to our pet of the week. We'll be right back. It's time for Potentially Yours. Marissa DeGroot from the Dane County Humane Society is here. Hi, Marissa.
Hi.
Who did you bring today?
So this little guy here, his name is Sunburst, and he is quite a little ball of energy today. He just wants to run around and play.
Oh, he's so sweet. How old is he?
So Sunburst here is 2 months old, and he and his litter mates came to Dane County Humane Society. They were found stray, and I believe most of his siblings have found a wonderful home, and now he's looking for a great family.
Oh, that's great. Now, you have quite a few kittens at the Humane Society, I understand.
We really do. We are at the tail end of kitten season, so there's normally 2 kitten seasons here in Wisconsin, one earlier in spring, and now we're at the tail end of our fall one. And so we do have quite a few kittens and also great adult and senior cats looking for homes.
How much does it cost to adopt a kitten?
So right now we are running an adoption special that is going to be today, tomorrow, and through the weekend. So it is $5 to adopt a senior or adult cat and $75 to adopt a kitten. It is our Feline Frenzy adoption special because we are at capacity.
Now, what should you be thinking about? Can I hold him?
Oh,
what should you be thinking about if you're going to adopt a kitten?
Yep, so I mean, you can see he does not want to sit
high energy.
still.
Yeah.
And so that's the great thing about kittens is if you are looking for a great friend to run around and play with, but also he's probably going to be napping very soon. You just have to be ready for that high energy.
Oh, look at how sweet he is. And before you adopt them, you take care of their shots and they're fixed and everything is taken care of at the Humane Society.
Yep. So Sunburst's adoption fee is $75 the next few days here, and he is coming neutered with all of his age-appropriate vaccinations.
Oh, that's wonderful.
He is ready to go.
Toys. He needs some toys. Oh, he couldn't be sweeter, though. What a sweet guy. And he's a tabby.
Yep, a little brown tabby, and he is going to just keep growing.
I love his eyes, too. I don't know if you can zoom in and see his eyes. They're such a pretty color. Look at that.
Oh, look at that. How can you say no to that face?
Oh, buddy, you're so sweet. How about our pet from last time?
Oh, our guy Dak from last week with that mighty underbite. He did get adopted. We were so excited for him.
Oh, that's great news. I'm so happy to hear that, too. Any other events you have coming up at the Humane Society we should know about?
I mean, we've got lots of cats available for adoption. We also, if you are looking for some adorable baby rats, we have a lot of them at the shelter, too, so come check them out.
Okay, I'm going to give him back to you. He can't wait. Good luck, Sunburst. That's such a cute name, too, especially on a dreary day like today.
Yes.
Thank you, Marissa. If you're interested in adopting Sunburst or any of the animals at the Humane Society, you can go to giveshelter.org. They have pictures of all of the animals up for adoption on the website, or give them a call, 838-0413. Thank you, Marissa.
Thanks.
We'll see you next time.
All right, as far as your forecast goes, sunny and very cold this afternoon, single digits tonight.
Have a great afternoon, everybody. Thanks for watching. See you back here for Live at 4.